This is Jim the Keys bartender coming to you from the Catch Restaurant in beautiful Key Largo. Today's episode is episode 42. Luke looks like Gandalf. Did you hear that? Okay, playing here Saturday night. You were playing here Saturday night. One of the patrons says he doesn't expect someone that looks like Gandalf to sing as great as well as you do. He loved your voice. He says he couldn't really, and then I was thinking, when did the facial hairstyle, your facial hair and your hairstyle that I would have associated more with like Smith Brothers, ZZ Top, kind of hillbilly thing, become associated with Lord of the Rings? And Billy too. Billy gets one of those too. Go. If you had one of those hats, and this was an older guy that said it. If he was like a 30-something or a nerdy Dungeons and Dragon guy, I could see that. That's the first thing they go for. But this guy was from New York or Connecticut. He was from Connecticut or New York.
Connecticut, New York. All that stuff. It's up north.
Yeah, well, whatever. And it was calling you wizards and stuff like that. But you do smoke a lot of weed, and I think Gandalf used to always have that pipe. Fetch me my pipe, Frodo. Right? Come on. A wizard is always. Don't you have a?
I've never watched it.
You never watched Lord of the Rings?
No. I don't like leprechauns. I don't like wizards. I don't like fucking British goddamn tutors and butt knockers and other cocksuckers.
Wizard butt knockers and cocksuckers?
And fucking Marie Antoinette. Who gives a fuck?
Wait, what is Marie? Wait.
They let the meat
King
cake
Louis have to do with wizards? That's history.
Because it's all the same shit to me. It's
I know. One's fictional. One's fictional.
Bullshit.
What? Pompous.
Pompous, yeah.
Wizards aren't pompous.
No, if they have a British accent, anybody with a British accent sounds pompous to some degree.
No, they're from Middle Earth. Luke, and
that's fucking the UK. Middle fucking Earth, man.
Middle Earth, and they converse with elves and dwarves and
leprechauns and shit because they're from the fucking UK. That's where Middle Earth is.
Just like everyone that does that stuff. You know that. You do. You're probably into that little.
What's that?
The wizard stuff, like Lord of the Rings. You never read?
I read the books, but...
You read the book?
Yeah, not terribly into it.
Well, what do you mean terribly into it? I'm not saying you dress up like a wizard and run around throwing fireballs at people playing role-playing games. Yeah. I'm just saying you know what a wizard is.
Yeah. Like I said, I read the book.
Actually, I prefer... wizard, I don't want to be a vibrating butt plug anymore.
Oh, man.
Now, if you want to talk Monty Python, we can talk about fun.
What, like Tim?
Like Tim the Wizard.
The Wizard Tim? That's when it started out with that. Actually, the Wizard thing, when I was a kid, it was, and way before I was a kid, our grandparents would have seen it in The Sorcerer's Apprentice. That Walt Disney one.
That was all demon worship, man. You couldn't be a Southern Baptist and read about wizards.
Wait a second. That was a Mickey Mouse. That was a Walt Disney.
Yeah,
one of his first colored. The Sorcerer's Apprentice, I think, was the first color animated feature.
It might have been Song of the South.
No, Song of the South was in the 50s. And that was live action and animated. God damn it. I got to teach you guys everything. You are... a wizard. He said Gandalf. At least it's one of the number one wizards, right?
Yes.
Only the thing I hate about that name, it sounds too close to jack off.
Gandalf, jack off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Gandalf the jack off. That's a clapper. Okay. Well, Luke, we're gonna go right into that. I didn't know if you had anything to say about it, but I thought it would be funny if he said you look like a wizard. If you walk up to them and said, "Are you?" And there was a whole bunch of other wizard things. There was like Willow, a really horrible, a sword and sorcerers movie from the late '80s, early '90s. You remember that one?
Which one?
At least Willow gave Gentle Ben a place to act.
Well, you always have a Merlin from King Arthur, right?
Merlin from how about The Princess Bride?
Now that was a funny movie.
Miracle Max was kind of a wizard.
He was a folk healer, though. Well, it was Billy Crystal. That was funny as shit.
Well, it's Miracle Max. If you're Miracle Max, okay, folk healer, kind of like a wizard, still a wizard, and you don't want anything to do with wizards. How about magicians? You have a problem with magicians?
They're all right, man.
Well, the way you sounded about wizards was the way you sounded about karaoke. You don't like karaoke.
I really don't like karaoke.
You hate it.
Fuck it. As long as people are having a good time, I just ain't gonna
What's that
hang
other
out and
stuff
listen
he
to
doesn't like? We established the last time he doesn't like.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff
We did a whole
like.
show.
Hell, there's a lot of stuff I don't like.
You really hated this shit. It could have been ass play or something like that. I'm not sure.
No, I hate anybody that takes away fucking working musicians.
I was about
gigs.
to say, I hate
How
jam
about a
night.
magician? A magician.
Yeah, they're really good at making your tips disappear.
How about that guy down? There's a guy down here that does it. You don't like? He's not taking away a gig. He did during the breaks.
No, he's okay. I get along.
He's
with
taking
him.
away from the tip.
But,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
Don't say
yeah,
his name.
No.
Don't say his name.
No,
don't say his name. We don't want
Well, I
to.
ain't
We don't
going
want to
to,
cast
but-
aspersions on anybody. But
No.
you get along with him, all right?
Yeah,
Bring
he's
that-
fine, man. You know,
Who, David Copperfield?
but once you've seen his,
Gary Copperfield.
I was like,
Did he make the Empire? Not the Empire. The Statue of Liberty disappear or something like
No,
that?
wasn't that a
No.
Chris?
Chris? No, I think it was Copperfield.
I thought that was.
that-
I thought he wrote a novel or something.
I don't know. I can't tell them apart. I don't know who did what.
David Copperfield, he dates hot supermodels, or did. And Chris, what, Mind Freak, you think he's called or something?
because he's an
Chris-
illusionist and he can give them the illusion that he has a large penis.
Well, if he's
Watch
David
this.
Copperfield, I don't think he's doing that stuff with the penis. I think
You never know.
he's probably has the magic fingers.
He might
Let me
have,
pull
he
him
might
out
have,
of
he
my
might
hat.
have the tongue
Probably
too, man.
magic fingers and the magic tongue. I thought it'd be a while before we got
I've
really
got a
filthy.
tongue that's 10 inches long, and I've learned to breathe through my ears.
Yeah. So we found another thing. You don't like wizards, man. You're not a fan of Middle Earth or elves or anybody with an English accent.
No, I like some British people, but not very many.
Yeah. Really?
No, I'm just fucking around, man.
You know, Jen's British.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So is Kathy.
Jen,
So's Callum.
She's from California. Well, Callum's isn't he from like New Zealand or something?
No, he's
No,
fucking
he's from
English.
the UK.
Okay. So, okay. I got friends from United Kingdom. There's actually people that listen to the show, and they listen to the show.
I
and
like
they
picking
go,
on Canadians too. Otherwise known as Super Yankees.
That's an easy target, though.
Don't pick on. I got Canadian friends right over here.
I know.
I got Canadian friends over here.
What have you
So-
done to Kathy, man?
Yeah. So,
Oh, I know what he did.
it's got to go someplace. Okay. We're going to get right in, and we got a new feature for you. Hey, Maggie, we're going to need you. Diana, come over. We're going to come over. Okay. Folks, we got something special for you.
Yes, we do.
We're doing a radio play, and I wrote it out. And we're going to start it in just a moment. Let's start. Okay, Henry, start the thing. The title.
Radio Play 1, Dentures Held Hostage, inspired by a true story. The names are changed to protect the guilty. Scene, an upscale martini lounge in the Florida Keys. Janine, a beautiful mature woman, enters and approaches the bartender Tim. Tall, buff, and deadly handsome. Looks 35, even though he is in his early 50s.
Excuse me, young man, but have you seen a man similar to height, age, and weight of yourself? With the exception, his face resembles a turnip. He goes by the name Ron Benary.
No, my fair lady, I've not seen a person that matches that description. Pray tell, what is the nature of your inquiry?
This so-called man has absconded with my dentures and now holds them hostage for a king's ransom. $100,000.
Ooh, why so much?
Well, they're designed by Michael Kors.
I see. You appear to have the means to cover the sum. Why not pay?
It's a matter of principle. Plus, I'm in the midst of a leveraged buyout using my cryptocurrency reserves of Johnny Rockets.
I see.
Can you help me?
Perhaps I can. It is surely a grave misdeed this villain has mitigated. If I come upon this person, I will most certainly restrain the miscreant and bring him to justice. Please leave me with information on your habitation, and I will most surely contact you upon resolution.
Janine gives information to Tim, then leaves. An old, salty, and savvy waitress, Dana, overhears the conversation and begins through the use of overpriced and current smartphone to sleuth. In a matter of minutes, Dana comes forth with her interpretations.
She is lying, Tim. There is a rhombinary nearby, but he is not the description she gives. See?
She shows a Facebook profile of a heavily sedated, overweight, and unkept Wolf Blitzer lookalike.
It appears as if both Ron and Janine are involved for several years. Janine has modeled dental prosthetics for years, and Ron appears to be a defrocked Scientologist. He was kicked out for telling too many L. Ron Hubbard jokes. And you don't look 35, maybe 42. Definitely not 35, but you do have a nice ass. And why were you using that strange accent?
Thank you for that information and the butt comment, Dana. The accent keeps people on their toes. No explanation needed.
Plus, that lady Janine looks as if she may have been rejected by a First Alert commercial. And I am 29 years old. Definitely not old and salty.
Leaning over and leering knowingly at an oblivious Tim.
That is just a literary device, so just ignore it. Wait there a moment. Look.
Tim points to the window, to the sidewalk.
Is that an overage stripper giving a lap dance to a man in a wheelchair? Well, this is turning out to be a regular Saturday afternoon.
To be continued.
Okay, folks, that's the first in many episodes of The Perils of Janine and her stolen dental prosthetics. So we're getting back to this subject we were talking about. I was going to have. I was thinking about having Luke play the female lead in that. Well, no, you wouldn't have to do a girl's voice. You wouldn't have to do anything. She has kind of gravelly voice.
She could be like the La La Bell show.
Yeah, you're almost there. It's not that you have a feminine voice, but she had a very husky. The real person, and this is, folks, this really happened. This really occurred here. Not the 100,000. I did turn it around, but we're getting back to our subjects here, and I had some guy walk me through a 3-minute description of making his drink.
What did he order?
Yeah, he told me he wanted a Johnny Walker red in a glass, no bigger than like 4 inches deep, and he wanted 3 ice cubes.
Okay.
And he wanted, And when I said, okay, 3 ice cubes, and he's used, I said, are you talking about ice cubes that you use in your fridge or ice cubes that we have? Because our 3 ice cubes aren't the same as your 3 ice cubes, because we have these little tiny ice cubes. And he goes like this, and he says, I want 1 straw, and I don't want a coaster, I want a napkin. I said,
well, if he asked for a straw, he was gay.
Yeah. This guy had OCD, like at the, like on the level with Leonardo DiCaprio and The Aviator as Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes, he would stand in like
he asked for a straw in scotch. He's gay.
He asked for a straw.
In scotch, he's gay.
We don't judge people in the gay thing. That guy had OCD. That's not a gay thing.
I have OCD, man.
You don't have OCD.
ADD, OCD, COPD.
You do not do anything the same way, whatever. You never have a process for doing anything the same way.
Well, I'm very anal retentive.
Yes, anal attentive.
Okay. Sometimes, okay, you don't want the same drink all the time. Sometimes you want a bourbon. You're flexible that way. How about food? You eat the same food?
Pretty much.
Really? What's your favorite food?
Whatever Kimberly puts in front of him.
I don't know. Some days might be a cheeseburger. Some days might be a pizza. Some days might be breakfast.
Spaghetti meatballs are sitting on ready.
Oh, I had that last week.
There you go.
OCD. You got some things you like, like. I'm talking about people that want one thing, and if they can't get that one thing, they're done. They want that one thing. You walk in, if we don't have Stella today, what do you do after that?
Well, if they don't have a good IPA, then fuck it.
You won't have anything?
No, then I'll get a Jim Beam.
There you go.
There you go. You got a backup plan. Everyone has Jim Beam. There you go. You're not that hard to please.
My exit plans have exit plans.
Phil, how about you? If they don't have Bud Light?
Oh, I'll do a Budweiser. Miller Lite.
Okay. If they don't have
Pretty much any draft beer that you fill my cup up with, I will drink.
Yeah. Well, these people are setting themselves. They're just waiting for the opportunity to be disappointed and have their day ruined. Well, I only want a pomegranate martini. They have a triple IPA. They have blue cheese olives. They start talking, busting your balls on the shape of the glass, the size of the cubes. Do you have any the round? Oh, they got these new round ones.
Yeah, I know those.
You see those round, big ass balls
Of ice?
Yeah.
Yeah, round ice cubes, man.
Yeah, round ice cube.
You gotta
Size
go
of
to
a small baseball.
You got to go to a $30 glass martini bar to get those.
When you get one of those, if someone drops one of those perfectly round, what would you call it? The size of
An ice ball?
Golf ball.
No, it's smaller than bigger than a golf ball.
Well, the ones I've seen are golf ball size.
Okay, the ones
Cricket ball.
The real good, they fit right inside the glass.
Okay.
From almost side to side. And you know what happens? The reason people say they try to sell it this way, they say that the surface of it is less surface than a bunch of ice cubes, which is right, probably if you're an
That's
engineer.
fine. If you're spending $30 for a fucking martini, you can do anything you want.
And then they go, do you have shaved ice? Do you have crushed ice? And I'm like, holy shit.
I could crush the air. Let me take my shoe off.
And they go, are your oranges... Oh, I belong... And this is going to piss us off because I post this to bartending sites.
Orange is organic?
No, not the organic. Oh, that's a good one. I do have that. Do you have... Is the fruit organic and all that stuff? It's the shape and the cut of the fruit. Like the orange and lemon wedges. Some people like half moons, and other people like wedges.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Or a full moon.
How about pretty much don't put fruit in my shit?
Well, no. If you're drinking an old fashioned, there's going to be fruit on it. That's an old fashioned, right?
No, if I give me an old fashioned, I just want the whiskey and vermouth, man.
Well, that's a Manhattan.
Oh, that's Manhattan. That's right.
It's a Manhattan, no cherry. But they'll go on, and I remember that time that this woman came in. She's no longer gluten intolerant. She was gluten intolerant when she first came in. Her fucking came in, and luckily they probably won't even remember the story because they were kind of fucked up. The lady goes, listen, I need to be really sure I'm gluten intolerant. And I said to the lady, you know what? I don't tolerate the Amish. I'm intolerant towards the Amish. And she looked at me, and then finally the eyes went wide. Like I said something like, you got the saggy vagina or something like that. I could have said something like that, but her eyes went wide. She goes, I can get ill. You're making fun of me.
Yes,
and I said, no,
am.
I wasn't making fun of you. I was making fun of what you said, that you're intolerant.
No, I would have made fun of her.
You have an allergic reaction, you meant. You know, when people say they're intolerant, it's more of a judgmental thing.
Right.
Intolerant. It's like, being intolerant is your choice.
Well,
I can be pretty damn. I'm starting to get intolerant of jam nights.
The whole thing about
jam nights.
The whole thing about gluten-free shit is it's really not healthy to eat gluten-free. The only reason you should ever eat gluten-free is if you have something fucked up like celiac disease.
Yeah.
Otherwise, most people aren't gluten intolerant. They don't even know what that fucking is. They can't even tell you what it is. I'll tell you what gluten is. It's the chafe around the goddamn outside of a piece of wheat, which makes the wheat and bread, everything taste a lot fucking better.
Yep.
You get rid of that, that's that little fat piece, man. It's the fat piece that makes bread taste good, man.
Yep. I agree with you, man.
And but really, man, and I'm an ignorant fucking hillbilly, and I know that shit.
Oh, I'm going to post this. I'm on the site in 5 minutes. I've joined some new groups on Facebook. One's called the Belligerent Bartender.
There you go. I like
They're
that.
actively aggressive people, and I like it. I'm going to send it to them. A shout out to Belligerent Bartender. There's a fraternal order of bartenders. There's bar restaurant humor. And I'm gonna eventually give it. I'm gonna ask them to come in on some of these shows sometimes. But this part is the stuff that all these bartenders got, and you get this here too. Now, I'll get someone. They're here. You know, there's a little. When you walk into a place, you have a little sensory overload. You've never been here before. You walk in. There's a door here, television, there's a bar. There's people around. They could be doing all sorts of stuff. You see hands moving. You hear noise. You hear music. Where's your bathroom? They're on this side. I'll point over behind me. Now, I'll draw a diagram for you people, but pretty much I'm just pointing behind me. There's a bar in between me and the bathroom. All they have to do is walk around. What they do is they make a right, and then they make a left, and they make another left, and then they make a right, and they're in the men's room.
And
but
if you have an
point
ass
you-
that's 2 foot wide, you will have a hard time getting around the bar to the men's room, you know.
Okay, you're right.
That's why they put the girls' room in the front, because there's a lot more big-ass
Wait a
women than there
second,
is
we're not
big-ass
that-
men.
You know what?
So that's why they can get to the
Bill's a
bathroom
big
still.
dude. Had you ever a problem getting in the men's room?
No.
It's a
No,
tight
no.
walk back there, even for like somebody that's in
I'm a
great
big-
shape like I am.
Or someone built like me. Luke's like an Adonis. He's like super cut. He's
You remember that?
Picture Fabio with Bruce Jenner's body back then when he was a decathlete, not now as
They
Kylie
decapitate.
decapitated penis. I don't think he had that done yet.
Really?
No, I think
That's
he's
just
got it
weird.
all.
But someone say, "Where's your bathroom?" There's a bar in between us. I point behind us. I'm in the bar. There's a big bar comes out, and the person looks and goes, "How do I get there?"
You walk
I'm like,
around the
"Holy
bar.
shit,
Dude, you
There's
take two,
Toby. You walk in
you
like,
take two
you can't,
lefts.
You can't go into the kitchen. You can't come behind the bar.
Yeah, you take
Go,
two lefts.
Turn around, and walk. I mean, it's basic decision-making skills. But cue the blank stare when I say, "How do I get there?" And then the door is locked. You get to the door, and the door is locked. The door is locked when you get to the bathroom. The first time you come up to a bathroom. Now, in your house, if you go up to a locked door of your bathroom, what's the first thing that goes to your mind?
You bang on the shit and say, "Get the fuck out! I gotta take a shit."
Exactly.
Well, no, but what do you know? You banged on the door. You know someone's in there.
Yeah.
Somebody's tearing up the head. You better get out to
Or
Febreze.
maybe not. Or someone has a shy penis. They do. You can have a
There's
shy.
no such thing as a shy
you can
penis.
You can be shy. Hello, ladies. You can have a shy penis, and you don't want anybody to watch you pee. I mean, it's in our restroom here. You got a toilet and you got a urinal next to it. You got to be a really bold man. There's a bathroom at the Caribbean. The Caribbean Club.
Oh, yeah,
There's a
I've seen that
urinal. There's a
And a
urinal in the
shitter.
toilet. Now, in the toilet, if you're both standing peeing, no big deal. But if you're taking a crap,
No.
you got to be self-assured. I've done that.
Most people that take a shit there have been to jail more than once.
I've been in a cell before, but I didn't have to take a shit when I was there.
Now, we've been taking a piss in the urinal and the commode at the same time. I had a guy walk up and piss in the sink between us.
Yeah.
You know what? You say, hold on 1 second, buddy. There's two people. You know, two guys are
No,
peeing.
I'm like, hell yeah, go on, man.
There's
Get you
actually a
some.
dude pissed in the garbage can, too. There was 4 people
Or in
peeing.
a sock drawer if you're at home, right?
No, I've never pissed in a sock drawer.
Oh, bullshit.
Not the
No.
sock
How
drawer.
about your underwear drawer?
No.
No.
Shorts. Have you ever pissed on any furniture or anything not
Not at my house.
No. Yeah, not at my
in someone's
house.
house? You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got disoriented, man.
What?
I got
Turned around
disoriented. I thought
backwards.
the closet was a bathroom, man.
Okay. You pissed in someone's closet.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
But I opened the door, I stepped in, and took a piss.
Okay, right here, we have a payphone in the corner next to the ladies' room.
Yes, we do.
And everyone goes, is that a real payphone? I go, yes, it
Yes,
is.
it's a real payphone.
And they pick it up, and they go, it doesn't work. I said, you didn't say, does that payphone work? You said, is that a real payphone? It's a real payphone. If you look, all the cables are wrapped around on the bottom. And then I started putting a sign
You know,
up
I
there.
could make a tone generator for that.
People like the sign. I got a sign up there, and you go, it's called a telepathic phone.
I can actually make a tone generator so when you
No.
pick it up, it makes a tone.
No, but when I tell people on the telepathic phone thing, I say you pick up the receiver, you put it up to here, you put a quarter in, and you think really hard about what you want to say to that person, and you think about that person, and think until that thought's done, and then you hang up and hope they got the message, because that's all that's going to fucking work. I mean, it's not a working payphone. Are there any? Have you come across
Yeah,
any?
there's still a couple.
You still see them now?
Yeah, there's one down in Key West.
Okay. No, it's nice.
Most of them are fucked up, and like you go to Miami, you're not going to find any vending machine that's not behind
broken,
cage.
yeah.
That's not completely destroyed.
Well, the other question that I got this weekend was, where does your fish come from? Now, what would you say?
Where does my fish?
Yeah.
The ocean.
I say the ocean. Fish comes from the ocean.
Ours does. Yeah.
Comes from the ocean. Where does your fish come from?
The ocean.
The
Actually,
ocean,
my fish usually
the
comes
ocean,
from
where
here.
do your fish come from? Is it local? And all you need to know is what you should be asking is your fresh fish frozen?
Then it's
Or
not
unfrozen.
fresh.
Not fresh.
No. If it's frozen, it's not fresh. If it's unfrozen, it's fresh.
Pretty much.
So, because you could get it right next to the dock, but it could still be on ice for 3 days.
Yeah. Most of the seafood down in the Keys comes straight off the boat. All the fishermen come by.
Well, we're not
Boom.
getting paid by the fisheries right here.
We're not.
So I don't really worry about it
No,
as
but-
much as that.
no,
but
seriously,
There was the
all-
whole thing. When I first got down here, there's a way legally what people can say about saying what their local fish is. And the legal way of saying it is that if it was distributed by a local company. Is your fish local?
Yes, it is.
That is, and that's the answer.
Our
It's
salmon is
distributed by a
brought to
local
us
company.
by a guy in Miami.
And then the last one is they go, do you live here? And they go, this is the fucking bar. What do I look like?
No, I drive down from South Beach every
I
night.
go into town. Yeah. Come down. I understand they're trying to say, do you live someplace else and stuff like that. I can imagine if you go further south and say, I never understand and I do understand that it's more expensive to live here. But if you think about it, living up on the mainland, that's a 45-minute trip, right? An hour and a half round trip, 5 days a week.
And you're at the mercy of the fucking highway. Every looky-loo that hits the top of the
know.
fucking Snake Creek or
Martha,
G-Fish Creek
there's
Bridge.
water.
Yeah.
And stop up there to get a picture, and they back the traffic up all the way to fucking Homestead.
I know, but you're spending one shift a week sitting in
traffic, at least.
And sitting in traffic when you could be spending that day working, and that day working makes a difference from what you can earn
Exactly.
here and earn up there. And I'd rather have the extra time.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at a 3-bedroom house, you got a 3-bedroom house in Homestead for $1,200.
What?
You got a 3-bedroom house in Homestead for $1,200 rental.
Whatever it did, I
3-bedroom house down here, you're hard pressed to find anything less than 2 now.
Everybody told me.
Yeah, but I really think that you can make a difference. Like if you're a little more creative down here,
$800
And living down
that's a
here
week's
gives you-
pay- that's a
living
week's
down here
pay
gives
for
you
some
more
of these guys.
opportunities. What?
$800 is a week's pay for some of these guys.
Someone else will drive me.
What?
$800 is a week's pay for some of these guys.
Luke,
Well, that's what I'm
you don't
talking
even
about.
remember.
Yeah.
If something happened to you, I would never
Yeah.
forgive myself.
I'd rather pocket it and drive a little
You
bit.
hear me?
But an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it depends. Okay, we're talking about the idea, hour and a half to 2 hours driving
and
every day.
A lot of it depends on when you're coming down. If you got a job where you're working 10 a.m. to 10 to 6, you're driving down, there's no traffic. You're driving back, there's no traffic. If you got to be down here at 8 when everybody's coming down, yeah, you're gonna stop.
Well, you know
if
what?
you're leaving at 5, yeah, it's gonna stop.
There's a lot of opportunities for me to make money down here. Like yesterday, I didn't talk about this.
Well,
I gotta
talk about it. What did you do?
Oh shit! I officiated a wedding yesterday.
Oh, good.
On a beach on the
There you go.
on the bay side, and on the beach, what happened? Karen and Mike, lovely
Okay.
couple, a couple years younger than me. It was just Karen and Mike and I. And I know this sounds crazy. People go and say, "Oh my God, Jim! Not only are you're a spin instructor,
There you go.
you rent baby furniture to vacationers."
I thought you were into babies.
Bartender. I don't sell babies. I don't rent babies. But what's this thing you do in officiating a wedding? I said, well, that's another thing I got on a side gig.
There you go.
And you have more opportunities. I did a notary thing for people. I had to get signatures for a lawyer. I made $500 in 2 days getting a bunch of affidavits signed.
Okay.
And that paid for all my insurance and all my fees and everything that had become a notary.
That's it.
And since I've been a notary, I may have made
$12.37.
no, actually maybe $2,500 in 2 years, which is well worth the amount of money I spent to become a notary. All you have to do is I got my book and I got to keep an eye on the keeping track on it,
Right.
doing everything legally, stamping the right things, not being drunk
Stupid.
when I'm doing anything. That's really important when I notarize stuff. I officiated a wedding yesterday.
That's the best thing to do as a notorious Republican, man. You can do any ceremony they want. You don't even have to
I'm
do
not
all
a Republican.
No, notorious Republican. That's what he said.
Notorious Republican.
Notary Republic.
Oh, got it. I got it now. Well,
Man, we got to explain all the good jokes.
I know, I'm an asshole. But they wanted a non-religious, and in my head, as soon as they said non-religious, I got ordained. I told you, I'm ordained.
Yeah.
A minister in the Universal Life Church.
I want to start the church.
I'm a minister.
I want to start the Church of Bill.
You know that?
Hey, man, you can go tax-free. You don't have to pay another dime
There you
in
go.
taxes the rest of your life. All you got to do is say, hey, I'm a religious fucking freak.
No.
There you go, Reverend.
I found that out. I can't because.
Oh, bullshit.
Even
You
though
can create any religion you want, man.
I know I have to create my religion. It has to be like Scientologists got the non-profit.
Well, good. I'm going to start the Church of Bill.
John Oliver set up the Lady of Our Sacred fucking Money or whatever the shit, man, and they got away with it.
I would love to do that. I'm still nominally a Roman Catholic. And but I didn't mention
Nominally.
I think if I went into confession and said, "Hey, listen, Father, I don't know if this is a sin, but I got ordained in a Universal Life Church, but that covers every religion from I'm telling you, Wiccan, Judaism, Hindu, Islam." Roman Catholicism.
Kinda like the,
now, none of the religions recognize
Yours.
the Universal Life Church, but Universal Life Church recognizes all the religions.
There you
and
go.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of the is satanic too.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, man.
I mean, it would be so funny. I mean, I wouldn't be freaked out. But I think it would be not a thing I want to be associated with, not because I believe it's real, because other people believe it's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
First Church of Satan, man.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I don't believe in Satan.
Well, if you believe in God, you got to believe in Satan.
in Satan, man. It's the
I didn't
whole
say I
yin and
did.
yang, man.
I didn't say I did I?
So you don't
No,
know if
you
there
don't.
is.
Wait,
So you're really
you don't have to wait.
confused.
If
So
you
you
believe
know
in
if there's a
God,
God,
if you
or
believe in
if there's
God,
a
you don't have to
Satan.
believe in Satan. You don't have to believe in Satan. Do you have to?
You're
you believe
Roman
in God?
Catholic.
I said I'm nominally a Roman Catholic.
If you're Jewish, you don't have to believe in Satan.
No, but I can choose to believe in whatever I want.
I believe I'll have another
I
beer.
can believe this pen is my omnipotent
There you go.
higher power right here. I'm holding a pen in front of me right now. And where are we right now? How far into it are we? Okay. Well, we did. I think we did plenty of shows so far. I think we maybe cutting it down shorter
we'll do a
or
short
something
one,
like that.
okay.
We could do longer. We could do shorter. Who knows? But right now, we
Well, I'm still
probably-
liking the church idea. We need to get a church.
Well, that'd be a lot of things I'd have to. I could do.
We need a church.
I'm sure we don't have any Mormon listeners. I'm
How
sure.
about the First United Church of Luke?
You know, I was gonna do.
Would you be the?
We'll make you.
Would you be the prophet?
We'll make you the prophet.
I was
The
gonna
prophet?
do the first.
I'll invent it. I'll come up with the stuff.
You can be the prophet.
I was gonna do the Church of Uncle Smokey.
Oh, there you go. I like that
Uncle
one.
Smokey.
Yeah, Church of Uncle
I
Smokey.
know that band.
Our sacraments are gonna be weed and beer and whiskey.
There you go.
Rastafarians are weed
white
is part of the thing in
and
Rastafarian.
But we're gonna include beer and whiskey.
Beer and whiskey. How about
Our
weeds?
sacred symbol is gonna be the vagina.
There you go.
Our God,
You know what?
Our
I gotta
God
go.
is the woman,
I'm
man.
not gonna go into the vagina thing. I can't do the vagina thing.
I'm sorry.
If I'm gonna bend down and stick my face on something and kiss it, I want it to be a vagina. I don't want it to be some fucking dude's ring.
Well, let them
Exactly.
write the book. If you want someone to
it's
write the
like, there's a
scriptures,
Pope
you're gonna
here,
have to
kiss
change the
my cock
idea.
ring.
No, it's not going to be a penis and vagina. That we could make a little
Okay, titties.
titties. No, well they got to.
That's a decoration on top of vagina is titties.
equally accepting to women and men.
So I know a lot of women that likes titties.
No, but if you did penis.
Yeah, I know a lot of women that like penis and like titties.
And vagina.
No, I'm not worshiping your penis.
Sorry.
No, but you got it for women too, just like
I don't want to hang out with women that are all about penis. I like chicks that like chicks too.
You got a penis, or do you?
Well, yeah, but it's mine.
It's a micro.
And I don't worship my penis.
What?
I mean, I play with it a lot. I give it a lot of attention.
There you go. You're praying. You're meditating.
I just scrubbed it clean today, man. I washed it for a good 30 minutes today.
Make sure that damn thing's clean.
You gave a good washing to your
undercarriage. I polished that motherfucker right on up, man. It's a clean machine now.
Talking to you is much like talking to one of these, a British lord. You know what's funny? You could be on that show. What was that, Downton Abbey? You show up on I think they finished up the episode.
I have no idea.
Downton Abbey, that you would show up on there. Downton Abbey is it was on PBS, and it's a British family, aristocratic family.
I thought it was Faulty Towers.
The mother marries in, and they always have this little drama going on, and they show the family and all the servants running the manor. And it would be really interesting if someone like you would show up in the middle of one of their big soirees with your hat and your beard, your Gandalf-like beard, with your big-ass pipe.
There you go.
You know,
well, unfortunately,
surround me, you little hobbits, and bring me some of the wicked weed.
I didn't make it out to set up early today, so I have to leave now so I can go set up and play.
Go set up. Yeah. Go get your shit together.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Don't get in trouble, buddy. It's always a pleasure. Hey, Luke, would you be interested if I got to talk to Mark? But I don't think he's sure of it. But we might be doing a show from there on Wednesdays.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Before. And you'll be all set up down there.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave. Yeah. Or Tuesdays or Thursdays.
Do it Wednesday night.
What's better? What's your better one?
Wednesday night's better for me.
Wednesday?
Thursday's horrible for me.
But Tuesday?
I could do Tuesday.
Okay.
But Wednesdays be great because we'd be able to do it right before Luke's show.
How about Tuesdays? Could we do Blackwater Siren on Tuesdays? We have a little meeting while you're here.
Yeah.
What do you think? Tuesdays? Are we going to add a Blackwater sound? We got 2 nights out.
Yeah, we could do that.
I'm thinking about you all the time. Not when I'm in the shower, though.
Not when you're washing Willie.
Oh, yeah. Peace out, Luke.
We'll see you, Luke. Have a good night.
Okay. Well, unless we're going to talk about religion anymore, Luke, I'm not. I don't know. A vagina is not going to be in this symbol.
On.
No.
Not going to be penis.
Yeah, I'm just saying you got to give equal time. It's always about equal time.
No, we don't.
You need to.
No. This is my fucking religion.
You heard of Harvey Weinstein?
No, I'm not the Harvey Weinstein.
Steve Wynn. We just need to clean up our act a little. Bill, I've seen you in action. And Bill, you're a gentleman.
I am a gentleman.
You're a gentleman. I know, exactly. You're a gentleman. And we're
truly Southern gentlemen want nothing to do with the penis.
Wait a second. Luke's a gentleman. I'm a gentleman. So I think sometimes we pretend to be more of the thing we're not.
No, we're just. I am all for the women's lib thing, and they're all having a good time with that. But hell, I prefer to open the door. If you want to get all huffy and bent out of shape, that's fine. But I'm still going to open the door for you, and I'm still going to call you ma'am.
Well, I said a gentleman. I didn't say, well, calling a ma'am and all that stuff. That wasn't the problem. The problem was the glass ceiling and misogyny and then things where you go and start commenting on a woman's way she looks. That's the one thing. But you don't do that. You don't do that.
Oh, yeah, I'm guilty.
You're not a jerk that way.
I'm not a jerk about it, but hell, she's got a nice rack.
Okay, then
I'm appreciative of a nice rack. Hell, I'm appreciative of most racks.
Okay.
No, not yours.
I've gotten kind of trim.
No, you got.
You know what? I started getting man boobies, and I've done this. No, but I don't know if you noticed. I did this diet, and I redistributed everything.
I wouldn't have noticed if you got huge man boobs. And B, I'm happy that you're happy that your man boobs went away.
I've gotten leaner, in better shape for my lady, because I know it's important. So, but besides that, I just wanted to feel a little better. And we're coming up on the 40-minute mark, and I think we did a great job.
We're coming up on 40 minutes.
I think we've been running lean and mean. I want to thank everyone for listening.